Hello, Professor. My name is Angel Manuel Salazar Martinez, and today I'm going to start reading the finance text. Where the first topic was look at the different picture, choose the one that, according to your opinion, is most representative of visual. Explain what the scene is being illustrated and why you have chosen it. Or the picture that I select was B. I select B because in this picture it was easier for me to identify the first battle between Beowulf and Grendel, which according to the reading, Beowulf ripped off Grendel's arm, and you can also see the Grendel face Tiro, and when he was going to rip on his arm. Or the topic number 2 was realize the sonnet of my Mistress Eyes by William Shakespeare. Letter A explain the kind of sonnet it is. The sonnet My Mistress Eyes by William Shakespeare consists of 3 quatrains, followed by women couple. The dimension of this piece is A V C D C D E F E F G G. Shakespeare composed the poem in iambic permanent with a few variations. It means the meter is based in 5 beats of EMBS per line. Now I'm going to start with letter B. Letter B is explain its name. My Mr. I are nothing like the song. The speaker may also be saying that he Mr. I aren't like the song because no one's eyes are like the song, and that comparing anyone's eyes to the song is ridiculous because the poem only say what his Mr. Eyes utter. The speaker invite others to make guesses about what her eyes are actually like and whether this actually compare her eye to the song is an insult or compliment. Now I'm going to subtone analysis. So letter S. The mistress doesn't have a composition. She is not hot. Letter O. Use her because he is black and ugly. Letter P. Recognize her as his mistress and he loves her. Letter Z. I got Shakespeare. Letter tone, realist and conciseness. The figure of speech, we can notice the irony, sarcastic, simile, personification, and hyperbole. Letter E. 5 contrasting elements are nothing like the sun color is much more red, her breast, and what spring from her head. Now I'm going to start with the topic number 3. who said that do the short history analysis of one of the following history. So, Rikki Tikki Tawi, the Nigena and the Rose, won for the battle in Beowulf after 20 years of Henry. The one that I chose or I select was Rikki Tikki Tavi, where Rikki Tikki is a mongoose that was swept away by the current or saved by the flood of a river, and is rescued by a boy named Teddy. Teddy seeing Rikki so damaged, tell his father that he can take him home and wish his mother died for a moment. And her father told him that the mongoose is safe to have in the house and that they are an excellent protector against the deadly snake in the area. And at that moment, the family decides to adopt the mongoose. The mongoose, upon returning life, look very imperative, always active in the passion of Teddy family house. There are two cobras, Nag and Nagana, which treating the safari of the garden. Rikki decides to kill the cobra since it is in their natural. Kill a snake, but first kill another deadly snake that was his first death, which saved Teddy's life. And his parents were surprised and realized that it was a good decision to take the mongoose home. Then Rikki wants to kill the other two cobra because he feels responsible for the safari of the family and the animal in the garden, which one of the cobra decides to enter to the house to kill some of the human and were in the garden bathroom, in which Rikki realized that the snake is there and entered to the bathroom to do what? He naturally knows how to kill a snake, and he killed it already. Meanwhile, Nagana think that it was Teddy's father who killed her partner. She tried to kill another member of the family. What she didn't know was that Rikki was actively looking for her to kill her. When he could not find her, he found her net and broke all the eggs. Then he took one and showed it to him, so that he would stop with his intention of tending a member of Teddy's family. And Nagana, he didn't want to give in fast the Mongol who also lost his life. In conclusion, Teddy family were very grateful with the Mongols and made him part of the family. Now I'm going to start with the topic number 4, who is summarize the biography of one of these authors who are Oscar Wilde, Charles Dickens, Mary Shelley, Edgar Rice Burroughs. The one that I chose was Edgar Rice Burroughs, where Edgar Rice was born in Chicago, September 3rd, 1875, and died in Los Angeles, 1915. Her first wife was Emma Centenia de Mariage, laced from 19 to 1934. Then Edgar married again in 1935 to 1941 with Florence Giver, who had 3 children. Edgar was an American novelist, creator of the mystical character of Tarzan, the son of the wedding family. He was educated in private school in Chicago. In 1911, he first worked by him under the moon of Mars appeared in Adventure magazine, and he was so successful that he decided to devote himself to writing. In 1912, he published the first Tarzan history, and in 1914, the novel Tarzan de los Alpes, which gave him international fame and was translated into multiple languages, reproduced in Incogniti strip, and repeatedly made into a movie. After the first adaptation by director Williams Van Dyker, titled Tarzan of the Alps in 1932, and starring swimmer Johnny Weissmuller. A crown of art history. Many of his history were published in the Argosy magazine. Filmmakers and actors would transfer Tarzan adventure to the big screen. Burroughs Edgar was writing another 20 novels with the same protagonist. Well, now I'm going to start with the topic number 5. I think it's the last one. Yeah, it is. Oh, the topic number 5 was really the last chapter in Tarzan of the Alps and Summarides, explain how history differs from the usual Tarzan version on TV in the movies. In the last chapter of Tarzan, I was able to notice that some characters like Professor Porter and are happy to see Janet Porter, who was saved by Tarzan from the Alps, which the group retires to a small and modern inn where his car was parked. Then he listens a song from another car where some relative insist that Janet get married immediately and then leave by train at midnight. I can also notice that Janet did not feel comfortable and tries to stop, which made Kyler quite angry. With he took Janet by the arm. Tarzan appeared at that moment, very enraged, and grabbed him by the snake. Some friends tried to calm Tarzan down, but Tarzan only calmed down with Janet. Janet also put her love for Tarzan to the test or to test. But even though she knows that Tarzan caused her a lot of joy and feeling that she doesn't feel with anyone else, she decided to marry to Clayton because uh, she sees in him a partner associating a couple to match. That's why when Clerto asks her to marry her, she decides to marry him, saying that yeah, she's agreed to marry him. But what Janet didn't expect was that Tarzan had the intention of proposing to her, which Janet also did. She was snooked and explained to Tarzan how much she loved him. She loved him and told him that she was engaged. In that moment, Tarzan didn't understand and decided to leave her and to leave her. At that moment, Janet definitely decided to marry to Clayton and see never see Tarzan again. Later, a letter is delivered to Tarzan from Lieutenant Arnold, which confirmed that Tarzan figure Spring March, the boy figure Spring in their diary, in the diary, that would definitely make Tarzan the Lord Greystoke. Tarzan decides to hide the whole truth, but when Tarzan finished the reading, Cleito entered and approached Tarzan with his hand outstretched and asked Tarzan, saying, "It is none of my business, but it is none of my business. But how the hell did you get to the damn hunger?" And Tarzan replies in a low voice, "My mother was a monkey. I was born there. And of course, I never knew who my father was." Or, to conclude my final test reading, the difference that I could notice from the TV version and from the book is that Tyson returned to the Junge, converted into a different person with civilized and married principle who has to bring out his wise side and gain in order to defend himself and gain to nature or animal or animal savage that inhabit it. According to the investigation that I was doing, the field it said in the colonization stage of the Congo since at present the Tarzan that we know turned out to be a racist situation since his product of his time of or it is product of the time of the history. So thank you so much. That's it, Professor.